It's it's not like I hated the Genesis or anything. It was just something that I had, you know. Okay, sure. Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm Frank of Knuckles Channel 3 and Knuckles, and this is Sonic the Hedgehog Sega Ages. And it is the 30th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. I didn't have anything too special for the 30th anniversary. I figured today what I can do is just sit down, play one of my favorite Sega Genesis games, one of my favorite Sonic games, and just talk about Sonic for however long I decide to play this. I'll probably play the entire game because it doesn't take very long for me, I hope. So this will probably be different than any other, than the current Let's Play that's going on the channel right now, which is Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, where there's all of this editing. Nah, I think today is just gonna be a very chill, sit down, talk about the game, stuff like that. Maybe talk about the series. I'm aware that other creators are doing awesome things for the 30th anniversary, so if there's any kind of content that's out there that you think is awesome that I should know about that is happening for the 30th anniversary, comment section down below, let me know, because I would like to see it. But without further ado, we're going to play on Mega Drive mode. No spin dash, no drop dash, just because that's how I like to play Sonic 1. And let's go. So, I remember this was for sure one of the first Sega Genesis games that I remember playing. But it's also like one of a few that I owned, only because we mostly grew up on like Nintendo stuff, and I didn't really it's not like I hated the Genesis or anything. It was just something that I had, you know. Okay, sure. It was just something that I owned more games for NES and Super NES than I did for the Genesis. It's nothing against the console, it's just, how things turned out. I want to see if this is possible. Dang, I think I just royally screwed myself over on that. I think that's it for me. No green hill. Actually, no. I might have enough for rings. We'll see. I'll just keep running around here, because that'll put me at 34. That'll give me a few, but I don't want those ones. Bop that one. I was like, if I got hit there, then I think I'd be okay with resetting. Oh. I think I might have enough. Or I might come up a little short. You know what? We're just going to roll with it. Oh, exactly 50. Neat. But yeah, I remember having a couple of games for the Sega Genesis, one of them being like The Simpsons Bart's Nightmare, the other one being Pitfall the Mine Adventure, which is a pretty neat game. I would recommend it if you have the opportunity, and I would highly recommend playing the PC version because you get like a really sweet sounding, you get really good music out of it. It's one of those where, like, thank goodness it's multi-platform. Otherwise, you'd be stuck with Genesis sound, and I don't mind Genesis sound for most of the games that I've played on the system, but Pitfall was not one of them. Aside from that, I think there was like a basketball game that I had for it. I didn't really care about basketball Genesis games. I know they were known for sports games, but it wasn't my thing, even though I was watching sports at the time. Dang it. I was hoping to use that to help me, but I think I'm gonna take that so I can make up for the life that I lost in Act 1. But yeah, aside from that, the one game that I kept coming back to was Sonic the Hedgehog, the very game that I'm playing right now. So it's very surreal to know that this game is 30 years old, and I guess I can kind of get into how I got into the series. Aside from this, I also owned a Dreamcast and had Sonic Adventure on it, which was awesome. On my Dreamcast, I actually had a couple of games on it. One of them being Sonic Adventure, the other one being Resident Evil Code Veronica. I didn't play it a lot because I was a kid. Even though I wasn't supposed to play it, I still did. Kids still do that these days. They play like rated M games that they're not supposed to play. It's just, I think Resident Evil legitimately freaked me out a little. It was just the whole zombie, the idea of like the zombie dogs that were charging after you. I think that kind of like, I don't know if I would say made it unsettling, because I was still like curious about the series, or at least about that game in general. I didn't know any better, so I just figured like, oh, only one game exists for it because it's the only game that I know of. You know, before like the internet was more readily available, so like you only know what you're told. You only know what you're told, and you only know just from like observing. Which kind of gets me into the whole, I've told this before, and I'm surprised I don't get as much flack for it as I ever thought I would. Actually, I don't think anybody gets on my case about it at all. Is the fact that prior to, like, getting the Mega Collection and all that stuff, I actually didn't know that Sonic 2, 3 and Knuckles, and CD, and all the other 8-bit and 16-bit spin-offs, I didn't know any of those existed. To my knowledge, Sonic 1 and Sonic Adventure were the only Sonic games I played at that time. Again, internet was not as readily available, so even then, download speeds were like hot garbage. Oh, well. This one I don't really need to care about saving my rings. So that's why I say that. It's like, oh. Up here. There we go. I always like trying to hit that one. There's like another really cool trick to get to the end, but I don't know it. So yeah, I didn't know of any other games in the series up until getting the Mega Collection Plus on PS2, but also getting Sonic Adventure DX on GameCube and getting, well, Sonic Heroes on Wii. Not GameCube, sorry. I'm jumping way too far ahead. I'm jumping too far ahead with console generations. I do remember playing a little bit of Sonic 1, like the 8-bit version, on through both the Mega Collection and also through Adventure DX. But yeah, my knowledge was like very limited. So like I barely knew anything about the series. Even with Sonic X, I barely watched it just because, for those who don't know, I was huge into Pokemon, like, growing up. I still kind of am. I've kind of, like, some of the newer games aren't really my thing, so, kind of just, I don't know, it's just so far not leaving that great of an impression, though, Gen 4 remakes and, Legends Arceus are games that I'm really looking forward to, so, I don't think that huge Pokemon fan thing is ever gonna go away from me. Also, that weird jump. I like hitting that jump, except for when I don't need it to hit. But yeah, you know. Anyways, aside from being like huge into Pokemon and Mario games and Zelda games and stuff like that, I only really wanted to play Sonic Adventure. That was like where, at the time, that was like the coolest game I ever played. So whenever I see Sonic Heroes, I'm just like, really? And I would always just want to play Adventure. I think that was a habit that I had for a while, up until I actually sat down and played Heroes. Because anytime, because, I mean, the best part about it is Sonic's story, right? So that was my thing. I always wanted to play Sonic's story. Oh, I hate the special stage so much. Look, I understand the people who hate the Sonic 1 special stages. After playing this one for like so many times throughout my life, I get it. And that was probably the best attempt I will ever have. Cool. But yeah, didn't really, I think between, I think when I was in middle school, so it's like mid 2000s all the way until I graduated high school. Not a whole lot with Sonic. I think maybe one example that I do remember, just like consuming a lot of Sonic content. There was a YouTuber by the name of AzurBlade49. And oh wait, I didn't even mention Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog. I was aware of it. Didn't really appeal to me at all. Thought it was funny he had a gun. But yeah, it didn't really appeal to me. It looked kind of weird. But back to the whole like being in middle school kind of thing. Like I didn't really like between middle school and like nearly graduating high school, didn't really care too much about Sonic. The only actual, it wasn't because I didn't like the series. It's just I saw it and was like, oh, okay. You know, like you only remember 1 or 2 games out of it. In my case, it's only 1 or 2. And then you just kind of move on because whatever, you know, other gaming interests and stuff like that. That's kind of how it was for me. Sorry, I have to be very careful with that jump. So, from I think we already had the copy of Sonic 06 at the time that I first played it. But it was like 2008 or 2009. At the time, did not watch gaming videos because they were far and few. I think you can only really get stuff like that from like Screw Attack and game trailers and stuff like that. But again, didn't really go on the internet, or didn't really use the internet for videos at the time. So my knowledge of that game was very limited. But even then, I didn't even touch it. Like I just knew that we owned the game, but I was off playing like Call of Duty and more Pokemon because I can't get enough of it in my life. Apparently, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, you know. Newsflash for those who are like brand new to my channel, it's my favorite gaming franchise. So when I'm just like when I got super into it, I was super into it. Can I make it through? Yeah, make it through. You could actually get crushed doing that if you don't jump. If you don't let it raise up high enough, you could actually get crushed on that. But yeah, last time I actually ever paid attention to Sonic, I think around that time, was the fact that we had Sonic 06 and we had Sonic Unleashed. I don't remember what year this would be. It'd probably be like 2009, 2010. Not the game releases, so anybody trying to correct me in the comment section. It's not game releases, it's when I actually own the game. So it was a little bit later and the game was used because GameStop wasn't, well, it was starting to become like the evil menace for gamers, where they try to like, where they basically Pawn Stars your freaking your game collection, where it's like, oh, I could do 5 for that. Okay, right. Shoot, I'm gonna let that just kind of go through. I needed to go back. Not what I wanted. Actually, you know what? That helps. I actually prefer these over the remaster. I think the remaster ruins the special stages because they make them way too fast. The choppier rotation really helps give you a little bit more time to react. So, or it gives you a little bit. It gives you a little bit more time to plan out what you're doing on the fly. So, anyways, oh god, this is the problem when I do live commentary. So, people who are like annoyed with my commentary that I tend to drop sentences right away, trust me, it's not a thing where it's like I'm intentionally doing that. It's just, you know, playing the game, reacting to it, and trying to give some kind of commentary. You know, it's not like. Nearly 4 years into this, and it's still not my strong suit. Technically 10 years into this, because I've been making gaming videos since before I graduated high school. Which is perfect to tell you, because that was around the time I started playing Sonic 06. There we go. We brought it all back. We went back full circle. Actually, I tried it the summer before, so it would be 2010 summer of 2010. When I played Sonic 06 for the first time, and I didn't think a whole lot of it. Like, I didn't think it was bad, I didn't think it was great. I was just like, oh, okay, this is, you know, what the game's doing. Interesting. And then I got to City Escape. Not City Escape. Crisis City. I'm getting levels mixed up. I'm sorry. I got to Crisis City and got to the mock section. Like, at this point in the game, it's like, oh, I've already done a second mock section. This is the second mock section. I should probably have this down. No, I hated it. I thought it was terrible. And it legitimately got me to stop playing the game for a while. Well, that and also, I want to say Aquatic Base, but I don't know if that's the right name of the zone. It's as Silver, where you have to guide the bubbles that you're on. That part, because I didn't completely understand it at the time, I had very little patience for. It's like, oh, you have to like slowly go across, and I'm just like, screw that, I want to run through this. Because even I still had the mentality of like Sonic games are about going fast. Not all the time. Like this game, yeah, you can go somewhat fast, but dang it. The real challenge comes from like the platforming. And I get it, you know, it's not for everyone. I try not to force my opinion on everyone and tell them, hey, you're wrong, Sonic 1 is good. Or Sonic 1 is excellent. I mean, I'll still say Sonic 1 is excellent, but I won't say you're wrong. It's just like, all right, I agree, but, you know, I love this game to death. So, which is why I'm playing it today. But yeah, that's what got me to stop playing Sonic 06. I kind of picked it up, like, a few months later, but between that, I had the demo, or I just played a very little of Sonic Unleashed, and I did not understand why he's like boosting. Yeah, I didn't understand the boost. Unlike IGN, I didn't publish some kind of review saying that it's a piece of crap. But you know what? Actually, can I go on a bit of a tangent real quick? When are Sonic fans gonna let that go? And I don't mean, you know, let it go because they don't deserve that kind of criticism. They got their criticism. They've had it for how many years? I'm asking, you know, at what point do we beat this dead horse with another dead horse that, you know... Oh, dang it. I don't think I'm going to get it for this one. Oh, that sucks. Like, at what point do we continue beating this dead horse of IGN makes, you know, hates Sonic or something like that? Like, at what point does that stop? Because even now with... like the reaction to their Unleashed review being taken down and stuff, you know, people were rejoicing like, oh, that I saw a comment once, and this is what's kind of like getting on my nerves is the comment of the like, what was it, that'll teach them to learn with the to mess with the Sonic fan base or something. And I'm just like, the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, are we any better? Are you guys any better by doing this? You know, by being okay with this kind of mentality where it's like, oh, we will harass you or something like that. I don't think they actually did harass them. I just feel like it's probably like a bunch of dumb tweets at them saying, haha, IGN can't play Sonic. Whether or not they can or can't isn't part of the discussion, but you get my point, you know, where that becomes just the new thing to just say like, oh, well, like, you're not good at a Sonic game, what are you, IGN or something? Because I've had that comment thrown my way a couple times, but I mean, at this point, like, how long has the game, how long has that video been out? Over a decade? I think we can let it go. I mean, I also find it humorous that I said this a few days ago, but, like, I find it humorous that the same fans, or probably similar fans that, I'm not going to generalize, but some fans that would, I won't generalize every fan, okay? Some fans who would prefer if we just move on past Sonic 06, and whatever garbage game is out there in the Sonic series, there are some, don't do the whole you can't be a fan and dislike some games. But it's like, when do we, like, similar people who want us to let go, who want to have other or who want people to let go of that, you know, using Sonic 06 or like the jank of Sonic Unleashed as to why the series is bad, or like the OCs and stuff like that. Like, I don't really get no. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Like, I don't get why you will tell some fans to let that go, or some people to let that go, but you can't let go of the whole IGN slander. And trust me, I'm no fan of IGN. I'm just saying, maybe we can lead by example, you know? People trash the Sonic series because then they'll have some kind of petty excuse to trashing it. There's actually one that kind of got a rise out of me, if that's an appropriate way of saying it. You know, kind of lit a fire underneath me because of how laughable the way the video was structured. And I'll have a response to that because I actually do have a lot to say. But yeah, the biggest fear, Knuckles channel gets more opinionated. No, but seriously, it's like, at some point you got to be able to let things go, or just, you know, don't let it get that reaction out of you that people just really want. Sonic fans, you know, be mad that something 06 or whatever. I mean, you know, that's just kind of where I wanted to go with it. You know, just if you want people to stop bashing, or if you want people to like stop getting that reaction for bashing 06 out of you, then don't give them the same response of, oh, you suck at Sonic games, what are you, IGN? I feel like I kind of lost the whole point of my my little tangent, but I'm glad I could go on it. That's the thing I do when I play games. Especially when I stream, like, I'll go on some very unusual tangents just because it's like I don't really know how to go from one part of what I'm trying to say to another. It's tough for me to get to my point when I'm just, like, also trying to play a game at the same time, so I hope you'll excuse me for that. But, so where was I getting at? Yeah, Sonic Unleashed. Okay, so played very little of that. Had a very interesting GameStop story for Sonic Generations, which, actually no, Sonic Colors. Saw it, thought nothing of it. I wasn't really into the... I thought it was like too much of a kid game. Now, I know that sounds incredible. Okay, I'm just gonna slowly freak out after that. Why must this game do this? Yeah, even I struggle with special stages. And I'm a fan, and I actually defend these ones, but yeah, even I struggle. So they're not as bad as you think, but it is a shame that you have very limited attempts at it. So I think if the game gave you like maybe double the chances at it, you would understand. Like, it would make more sense. It probably wouldn't be as harshly criticized. Trust me. Special stages, they didn't get really good until... Actually, I think CD probably had some decent ones if it wasn't for the frame rate. But aside from that, Sonic 3 and Knuckles were fine enough. And then Manias clearly are the best ones, but I do feel like they're a little on the easy side, so thank goodness for Mania Plus. Anyways, so I did get to see the trailer for Sonic Colors. It was the first time I've seen any Sonic game before it released, like any kind of promotional material for it. And I believe this was E3. Either that or it was just a trailer from 2010 where it shows the opening cinematic. And I gotta say, at the time, wasn't really into it. I just looked at it and was like, oh, what's this kind of, you know, I shrugged and just proceed to be more excited for other games like Donkey Kong Country Returns. That was a mistake. Not because I thought Sonic Colors was this masterpiece behind, you know, this hidden masterpiece or something like that. Is because Donkey Kong Country Returns, I don't care for it. I think the later half of the game's not very good. But let's just not get into that. Anyways, for I guess the next thing for Sonic had to be Generations. I remember hearing about it. I remember liking the idea behind it. You get two versions of Sonic, the ones that are like, you know, you get your modern and your classic Sonic. I didn't know there was a difference between the two. I just assumed it was all Sonic. So I had some knowledge of it. I also had knowledge of Sonic 4 Episode 1. I'd rather not. But for Generations, one of the stories that I had, and every time I play Generations, I always feel the need to retell it. So back in 2011, maybe 2012, it was a Black Friday sale at GameStop, and I went to my local GameStop with my brother. As we were there, and he was getting whatever game he was trying to get, and I was looking around for something. I don't think I found anything that day. They had a TV, or they had like an Xbox setup where you can play one of the demos that they had. One of the demos being Sonic Generations. So I was making sure I hit that properly, otherwise I was not making it past it. There was this kid who was playing it, and he was spending like 15 minutes on this level. It was ridiculous, but it's one of those things, don't know any better. You know, probably has never played the game before, probably just looked at it, saw a character, and was like, yeah, sure, pick it up and play. The employee at GameStop at the time, or on that day, told him he had to stop playing because he was on it for probably 15-20 minutes. So once he puts down the controller, walks away from the system. At this time, I was already watching videos that were Sonic related. And I was watching from a Let's Player named AzureBlade49. If anybody remembers that channel, that creator, he did a lot of Super Mario ROM hacks, which if I were to ever talk about like how obsessed I was over Super Mario World, you know, I would do that one day. But that's a conversation for another time. So one of the videos that I was watching was like his video, he calls them video game walkthroughs. It's just him going through the game, being absolutely insane at the games, like he's really good at them. And one of the games was Sonic Generations. So I've seen what the game looked like. I just don't have a whole lot of knowledge of how it plays and everything. But when I did see him play it, I saw how he played through Act 1 and Act 2 of Green Hill Zone. The demo at GameStop was Act 1 of Green Hill Zone, so classic Sonic. And after the kid puts the after this kid puts the controller down, walks away from it, I pick it up. Oh, I'm actually going to die. Oh no, it's like right there. Sweet. So I pick up the controller and I finish the level for him. So he's got about like a 20-minute timer, or 20 minutes for his time, or whatever it was. I don't remember the exact time. Hell, there could already be a time limit on it, and I am not too aware of it because, again, this was like nearly 10 years ago. Afterwards, I start up the demo again, and I just breeze through the whole thing. At the time, I think my time was around 2 minutes or something. At that time, for me, that was fast because it's a game from a series that I didn't really regularly play. Because I just didn't. So I kind of just somewhat ignored the Sonic series at that up to that point. So it was a game it was a game from a franchise I didn't really play. I only had nostalgia for 2 games in the series. And I just, like, in front of this kid, I beat the level in like 2 minutes. The look on his face was priceless, and part of me felt really bad for it. Part of me was just like, just shrug and walk away. It was like, my brother noticed that, and he was laughing about it, like afterwards, you know, not in front of the kid. Hey, look at that, 64. Reminds me of a YouTuber. But yeah, he told me about it. He's like, dude, you really just like showed up that kid. And it's like, I just wanted to play Sonic. This is like, I saw a video on how to go through it, so I just tried it. It's probably the least interesting commentary any of you have ever heard. My bizarre tangents and stories from games that I don't play very well. And I especially didn't play very well at that time. You know what? Now that I did bring up Sonic 4. Anybody remember that really cool app that they had for the 20th anniversary? And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, they had this really sick, like Sonic the Hedgehog mini game that you could play for the 20th anniversary of the series. And I thought that was so cool. Like, it was basically like a little doodle version of Sonic, and I thought it was like a really cool design. I was hoping that they'd have like, they would bring that back for some kind of mini game or some kind of unlockable feature. Hey, you know what? Maybe Sonic Origins, bring that back. That'd be pretty neat. It'd be a nice little throwback to your previous celebrations. Oh god, that's fire. Oh, that's right. But yeah, it was a really cool little throwback thing that they had. And I thought it was awesome. Like, I didn't really care for Sonic 4 Episode... Well, actually, it came with the demo for Sonic 4 Episode 1, and it was like Splash Hill. Like, probably the first 2 levels, or the first level, or something like that. So it gave you like a little preview of it. But I think that app's been lost to time now, because... I guess for the App Store, once the OS goes above like a certain amount of time, if your game's not getting updated, it's just not getting updated. Like, I've lost a couple of games on the App Store, dang it, that have been... There are a couple of games I had on the App Store that have been lost to time. Just because, like, developers just didn't update it. So, like, I had an X-Men arcade game. It probably wasn't the real thing. It was probably like a recreation of it, but still, you know, I lost a couple games through it just because the developers didn't update their game anymore. It was also a really cool Dragon Warrior themed RPG, or Dragon Quest, called Guardian Saga. I really wish I had an iOS device that I can go back to for that, so sorry. But yeah, there was a really cool 20th anniversary app that they had. It was like a trailer for something. It was probably Generations, and then the demo for Sonic 4 Episode 1, which had Splash Hill, and then the I'll just let it bring me back. Sonic the Stick Hog, or something like that. I think that was his name. And it was just all done, like, all the sprites were like drawn, and it was like a little doodle of it, and it was awesome. So that's all I wanted to bring up. Is like, anybody remember that? Anybody ever play that? I know that's maybe not a lot of my viewers had like mobile devices at the time, so probably we're not as aware of it, but it was such a cool thing to include. Anyways, back to my whole, like, how I got into Sonic. I think a couple of years went by, and as I was making YouTube content, I was starting becoming more and more aware of like certain people, like Exo Paradigm Gamer and stuff like that. Sorry for the name drop, man. And he started his remake or re-break series, and that's actually how I found his channel. It was through the Mario videos. I had a bit of a I feel bad for this now. I probably did tell him how I found his channel, but I was looking for bad retro game reviews because I knew that it was easy to find them. You just look up a certain game, you look up the most recent release date of video, and you can find like very mediocre or very bad retro game reviews. Because at the time I was on a huge retro gaming thing where, you know, that was pretty much what I was into. That was my whole thing. I like retro games because, you know, it's from like an era that I didn't really get to live through when it was new. So I got to experience retro gaming. I still got to. It's just, you know, it wasn't really retro gaming. It was just didn't have the new consoles. But I was cool with it. It was fine. I love those games. But in that, I actually came across Exo Paradigm Gamer's channel, and through him met a bunch of friends, a bunch of people who I still am glad to be friends with to this day. But at some point, he started working on a classic Sonic marathon for for the series he was working on, Remake or Rebreak, and he was working on Sonic 1, 2, and CD because there was no 3. And before anyone says Sonic 3 Air, that was not even a thing at the time. That didn't exist. And if anything, that video actually got me to try Sonic 2, and it got me to try more of Sonic 2. I did play like a tiny amount of it on Mega Collection, but it also got me to try out Sonic CD for the first time, so I got to play it for the very first time through the mobile port, and it was alright. I thought it was okay. I made a mistake by making my first playthrough like the all robot generators, so that was a bad idea. I think if you ever do your first playthrough of it, it's probably best to just kind of go through it and then try to figure out how to do the emeralds and then go for the robot generators, because that will take you the longest time. So the whole point behind that is just like, that was kind of getting me more and more curious about the series. Holy crap, I dodged that. Okay, stop making bad jumps. This is gonna suck. It's gonna hurt. Okay, I can get through this. So I can short hop. See, it's not too bad. I think a lot of people tend to panic when they get to that point. It's alright, you just take it a little slow, you'll be fine. You have more than enough time to get through it. I was just making a few too many mistakes. But, yeah, from there I got through... I played Sonic CD, played a little bit of Sonic 1 and 2 because I had them on my phone. Played the mobile remasters for the first time and I thought they were excellent. Mostly just because I wanted to play Sonic 1 wherever I wanted. It's funny now because we have the Switch, so we can realistically play Sonic 1 anywhere we want. Dang, I didn't want to hit that. I wanted to hear more Starlight Zone. I love Starlight Zone. And then everything else kind of became a blur because I don't remember a whole lot of everything else. I think there was the 25th anniversary sale through Humble Bundle when I started finding out more about like PC game deals and stuff like that, which has been like the greatest thing because I like getting a good deal on PC games, especially because you don't really own it. So I figured the cheaper I can get it, the better. Oh, come on. My fault. Whatever. I have all my emeralds, I'm good. So it just became like playing Adventure 2, playing, and there were actually a few videos that were on both sides of Adventure 2 that really made me feel more neutral about it, because I just said, you know what? Rather than watch all these videos about like whether or not Adventure 2 is a good game, I'm just gonna play it. I'll just play the damn game, because I'm getting reviews where it's like, oh, it's you know, it's great, or it's only a third grade, or it's, you know, some kind of comparison to breakfast cereal, you know, stuff like that. I'm just like, screw it, I'm just gonna play it. At the time I didn't really enjoy it because, again, the whole Sonic stuff was a little new to me and I was trying to get used to the series. So played that, didn't really care for it at the time. Then I got to games like Sonic Generations, and that was like, oh yeah, this game, I remember this now. And just, I think through that bundle, just kind of went down the rabbit hole of like every Sonic game I could play. I think the only ones that I didn't really get to were probably Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is funny because, you know, I'll get to that in a bit. There's a reason why it's funny. I'll get to it in a little bit, but oh, come on, right there. I'm gonna drop onto something. I knew it. I knew I was gonna drop onto something. Oh well. Even if you get hit there going for the rings to get emeralds, like you could still get rings for the emeralds because it's not super difficult. You just go on these platforms and just hop on these. There, 55 already, and the end of the level is roughly around here. And there we go. So yeah, I kind of just played like Sonic Adventure 2. I actually got to replay Sonic Adventure and learned about the Better SADX mod, so that was awesome. Got to see it the way that I originally played it, but you know, in 16:9. Then I got to then I actually think I stopped around there because there weren't too many games I was super excited for. I was just like, okay, there's racing games here, whatever. Sonic 4, played a little bit of that and was like, yeah, this is not for me. And then the 25th as the 25th anniversary was happening, so was the announcement of Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces. And I don't know what oh, I mean, okay, I clearly know exactly what it is about Mania that got me hooked. I love, like, retro callbacks. So, like, any kind of games that do that stuff, that kind of call back to, like, a previous generation of gaming. Like, I was really into that. So that's what kind of got me into Mania. And it just, aside from that, it also looked like a, it just looked like a really good game, you know? And this was like shortly after it released, so I was just like, all right, I'll play these games because, you know, this is something what Mania is gonna play like probably. And a friend of mine, Retropolis Zone, even told me this. It's like, at the time we were talking about like Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces. I was talking to Twip. Sorry for the shout. Sorry for the name call, the name drop, guys. But this actually kind of goes into the origin of the channel. Where he was just kind of telling me, he's like, yeah, you're kind of meh on like classic Sonic in general, but like you were really excited for this, and like it just looked cool. So that's where my stance was with the series at the time. Sure, I'll play it if it looks interesting. Now it's just like, I'll play it. But the reason behind that is because like it looked like a really cool retro throwback, you know. So from there. And then Forces was what it was. I knew nothing about the boost games, so I just shrugged. So then I just proceed to really just say, you know what? I'm just going to play every classic game I can leading up to it so I can get hyped for the game. And I beat, on an old channel, I beat Sonic 1, Sonic 2, kind of. Sonic 1, Sonic 1 8-bit, and then kind of beat Sonic 2. Only kind of, because I used a level select so I can get past the super obnoxious... Oh, there was a boss I couldn't get past. I think it was the Wing Fortress boss. I couldn't get past it for some reason. I don't know why, I just couldn't get through it. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to level select my way to the final boss because I want to see what this boss is like. And, yeah, I kind of beat that one. At the time, the YouTube channel was... The channel that I was working on at the time wasn't really... It was kind of just there. Wasn't doing a whole lot with it. If anything, the last thing it was really known for was a Zelda marathon that I kind of just stopped after one video. But that's a whole different thing. I'll talk about that another time. But the big thing about that was that I was also streaming Sonic games. And those were getting a lot of attention for the channel because I was, you know, somewhat new to the series, to the majority of the series. So I was just really giving it a shot. And at some point, the channel hit 500 subscribers. I was like, that's awesome. The most subscribers I've ever had on a channel at that point. Crazy to think now. But, so for 500 subscribers, I figured, let's play Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I've never played it before. Actually, I'll take that back. I only played 2 acts of it before. Might as well play a little bit more. And it sounds kind of weird where it's like, now I'm just talking about my YouTube channel, but that's literally how my curiosity of the Sonic series really kind of just got me to make a YouTube channel. So I know that I'm just like backpedaling because there's something I do need to bring up. That when I was saying I was talking to Twip and Retropolis Zone, again, sorry for the name drop, guys. Go subscribe to Retropolis Zone. He just dropped a really good Ninja Gaiden review. And Twip makes content occasionally, frequently, probably more frequent than I do. His thing was that, where did that go? So at one point they were talking about like, you know, Sonic channels, and I wasn't doing a whole lot. So like with my, I guess, main channel at the time, so they were like, I should totally make a Sonic channel and cover Sonic news and stuff like that. So I went for it. And that's kind of what led up to Mania. It's kind of what led up, and I'm just gonna stop right there because it's basically led up to me playing Mania, led to doing mod showcases, led to the whole channel, led to for the first time where I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna play every Sonic game I can get my hands on. And that's kind of what led to me playing this on the franchise's 30th anniversary, birthday, whatever you want to call it. I'm kind of just damage boosting my way now. I have no use for more than one ring. But yeah, it just kind of led to all of this. So yeah, I have a lot to thank the Sonic series for. The Sonic franchise, Sega. You know, I have a lot to thank them for. Through making content on their video games, I now have this crazy hobby job thing. I don't know. It's become more of a hobby as of late, I guess, or just felt more like a job as of late. But you know, it's allowed me to meet so many cool people. It's allowed me to really test my creativity with video editing, and it will never not be interesting to be a part of the Sonic fandom. So, you know, whether you want to take that as a positive or a negative, feel free. So yeah, that's kind of what led to the birth of Knuckles channel. Really, it was just like Twip and RZ, just, you know, they threw out the name. I'm just like, I'll roll with it. And then I just had so much fun with it, and you know, now I play Sonic a lot. And if anything, it's got me to play Sonic 1 and 2 a lot. Like, I don't care too much for 2, but this channel has gotten me to play a lot of Sonic 2 through different ROM hacks, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. But yeah, I have completely lost where this conversation was, this whole talk was supposed to go. I guess it was like my introduction and how I got to where I'm at with the Sonic series. So yeah, that's kind of how I got to it. It went from curiosity to, hey, I can do this and meet some cool people along the way. And that's kind of where I'm at. Again, I apologize if the commentary on this, if the commentary on this sucks, I'm sorry. Believe it or not, this was the last minute decision I had, so but anybody who's used to the channel knows I tend to just kind of go with it, kind of roll with it, go for like who cares kind of commentary, where I'm not super worried about scripts or any of that stuff. You know, just kind of whatever is said is said. Because I did kind of go on like 2 different tangents or 3, but whatever. It's just something gotta thank this little blue hedgehog for. I gotta thank Sega for it. So yeah, hopefully, you know, I know it looks very unsure of where the series is heading direction wise. We've got a remaster that has a few problems that can be easily fixed, and we've got a brand new game that everyone's unsure of and would love to hear more about. But I think there's still some, you know, this series is not dead. It's never gonna go away. It's way too popular. Too many people are into it. But I'm just, whatever comes out for 2022, whatever the new game is, whether it's the open world game that has been talked about or not, at the very least, let's hope it's a good one. And there we go. That the game is done. So yeah, this might have just come off as a very bizarre upload, but I don't know. I think I'm just getting more and more self-conscious the more this video is going on, and we're already at the end of it. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot else to say except for Sega, Sonic Team, thank you for this awesome franchise. I know I'm a little critical on you guys. I know a lot of people are critical on you guys, but we care. We care. We want to see you keep going. We want to see Sonic continue. We don't want them to see that franchise go the way of Alex Kidd and Streets of Rage, where they disappear for so long and until it feels necessary to bring them back. We'd like to see them keep going. You know, we want to always be able to hear from the franchise, from the developers on this series. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Anyways, I think that's gonna do it for today. Let me know what you think about Sonic 1 in the comment section down below. I know I've Let's Played this numerous times. Also, let me know what you think about, what's your favorite Sonic game? Tell me in the comments. And what is the one thing you're most excited for? Is it Colors? Is it the 2022 game? Is it Sonic Origins Collection? Is it the Sonic Symphony? If it hasn't happened yet, if it has happened, tell me, how was it? But if not, you know, are you excited for that too? And yeah, that'll just about do it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content I produce, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon. Don't forget to also enable all notifications so you can get notifications for whenever I post something. Sometimes it's a video, sometimes it's a channel community tab thing, so that way I can let you all know what's going on. At this time, I want to give a shout out to the members of Knux Club Plus. Their names are on screen right now, and a huge thank you to all of you for your extra support. It is greatly appreciated. If you want to join them, you can click the join button below this video and pick the perk you prefer, and we can go from there. So thank you, channel members, for being awesome. And you can find me on Twitter, Discord, my Twitch page. I'm on social media sometimes. Links are all in the description. I hope you all have a wonderful and safe day, and I will see you for the next video. Happy 30th, Sonic. I'll see you next time.